The Houthis in Yemen. There's some serious problems going on over there. They struck a U.S. cargo ship with missiles after the U.S. launched a bombing campaign against Yemen and the Houthis. Now, the U.S. has been funding a genocide in Yemen for a long time. These Palestinian protesters have never cried about that. They only cry about it when it's trendy and the media and celebrities tell them to be concerned. When there's a big social media campaign, that's what it takes to get these retards rolling. I digress. So, that started under Obama, the U.S. genocide in Yemen, by the way. You can look that up. It's an actual genocide. So the Houthis in Yemen have started striking U.S. cargo ships. Now, the Houthis are Iran-backed, much like Palestine. Guys, Iran's trying to goad us into war. That's all there is to it. They're trying to goad us into war, just like Russia is. Mia's calling me. I should answer. Hello, hey, you're live on the air. We're recording. What's up?
I'll call back.
All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Bye.
All right, love you. So, she just woke up. It's early. We're recording this early. Like I said, she's watching somebody's house for us, or she's watching a family member's house, so she's across town. Roads are horrible. It's not safe for people to be driving. So, Iran's trying to goad us into war here. Because they know we're already weakened. Because I told you guys this was going to happen when this Ukraine shit started. I told you immediately this is what was going to happen, was our enemies were going to seize the opportunity, because we had all of our eggs in the Ukrainian basket on Russia. All of our resources, all of our ammunition, all of our equipment, all of our money was going to Ukraine. And we were bankrupting our own country in the process of doing it. We can't afford to go to war with China or Iran right now. Iran funded the attack in Palestine. Iran funded this attack on the U.S. cargo ships. You think that's the last one? I got oceanfront property in Iowa to sell you, and an 8-Carter Lake. This is going to continue to escalate because they know what they're doing. These people, they're evil, but they're not stupid. They're going to continue to goad us into war. Now, they're not hitting our allies. First, they started with Israel. They escalated it over there. It's a gradual escalation. Like when you're playing poker and you get pocket aces in the hand, you'll bet it up a little bit because you want to increase the pot, right? And then when they throw the flop down, the first 3 cards, another ace pops out. You'll throw a couple more bucks in there, but you don't want to go all in right away because you want to milk your opponent for as much as you can get. Everyone else at the table, you want to get as much money out of them as you can, so you don't throw all in right away. And then when the 4th card flops over, you'll bet a little bit more. And when the river comes down, maybe it was a 4th ace, maybe it wasn't, doesn't matter, but then you're going to start throwing money in. We're on card number 4. They just hit a cargo ship. They haven't. Card 5 is an attack on the mainland, and they're going to claim responsibility for it. The Iranian government on the U.S. mainland. That's the So brace yourselves, because they see what's going on. China and Iran both. They know that since we have so much invested in Ukraine and Russia, we can't fight them. We cannot fight a war with them. We just can't. Because if we go to war with Iran head-to-head, yeah, we'd win. But if we go to war with Iran, we're going to war with the whole Arab world. Are we ready to do that? Are we ready to go to war with Turkey? Are we ready to go to war with Iraq? Sanctions or sections of Iraq, I guess? Are we ready to go to war with Yemen? Are we ready to go to war with all of these countries? With Azerbaijan, all of them. Lebanon. Palestine. Syria. How many countries are we going to go to war with? Because I'm telling you right now, the second we go to war with Iran and we get that split up, China's going to move on Taiwan. And Taiwan, it's going to sound brutal, Taiwan is more important to the well-being of the United States and the United States citizens. Yes, believe it or not, the U.S. government has that the primary responsibility is to protect the well-being of its citizens. Taiwan is much more essential to the well-being of the United States than Israel and Ukraine combined. And I know that's harsh, but that's the reality. And they're going to take it. And we're going to be so spread out fighting in the Arab world and fighting in Europe that we're not even going to see it coming. And when it comes, when they take Taiwan, they're going to have the opportunity to fortify it before we can do anything over there. And then we're staring down the barrel of 3 different wars on 3 different fronts, one with the Arab world, one with Russia, and one with China. Do you really think there's a positive outcome there that doesn't result in nuclear war? Think about that. What's the positive outcome of the United States going to war with 3 different superpowers? Because even if we say, hey, Zelensky, it's been real, we'll see you later, we're pulling all of our assets, that's going to take time. It's not a video game. We're not going to be able to take them out in 20 minutes. We have to pull the money and all the equipment and everything out of there. And then what'll happen is Russia will steamroll through Ukraine, and Russia will see that the United States and NATO are currently at war with China and the Arab world, and they'll say, you know what? Europe's weak. Let's take Poland. And then they'll steamroll through Europe. Then you got real problems. Because European countries are going to say, hold on. Sorry, U.S. I know we were helping you fight China over there, but we're getting attacked on the mainland. We got to go back home. We got to put everything we got back into Europe, and it'll be futile at that point because they'll be outmanned. Because Russia will have already done the damage, and they'll have stampeded through, and you'll be trying to take back your own country. You know, you'll have presidents and generals making decisions from a bunker 1,000 miles away because they've, of course, been evacuated. Then you're in real trouble. And it's all falling apart. And that's, isn't it crazy how all of this shit happened right after Joe Biden took office? They waited. Donald Trump was this madman that was going to start World War III. We've never been closer to World War III than we are right now. This is Cuban Missile Crisis level shit. A terrorist group funded by the Iranian government, which is an ally of Russia and China, just struck a U.S. cargo ship. They're cutting our supply line off. How do you win a war? You don't win a war with head-to-head combat, killing troops. I mean, that's an important part of it. You win a war by cutting off the supply line. We're at war right now, whether we like it or not. You think shit's expensive now? They're attacking one of the top supply lines in the world and cutting it off. It's not safe to travel there. They're going to have to find a different route that's going to take twice as long and cost twice as much money. Everything's going to get expensive again. They're starving out the populace. That's how they're winning a war with us. They're starving out the populace. They're sending drugs across the border. China is. This fentanyl comes from China. Everybody knows it. They're smuggling it through the U.S. border. They're killing our citizens from within. They're hitting our kids with propaganda on social media apps like TikTok. We are at a full-blown war with just short of actual violence. And we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to continue to get our asses kicked because we are everything that they worried we would be under Trump, which is a joke on the international scale. Nobody respects us. Nobody. They were worried that people didn't respect Donald Trump. No one respects Joe Biden. They may not have respected Trump, but they did fear him. That's the difference. You got to be at least one or the other, if not both. If you're not, no one respects Biden, and no one's afraid of a frail old man with dementia. I'm sorry. Who's probably a pedophile. No one's afraid of that guy. Biden does not strike fear into the hearts of his enemies. Trump was at least a wild card. Nobody did any of this shit under Trump. North Korea tried to get ballsy, and Trump put them in check on an international scale in front of everybody. And they caved like a bitch. Guess who's getting ballsy again? North Korea, saying that war against South Korea is inevitable. They're going to do it. They were awful quiet when Trump was president. Things weren't perfect. I'm not glorifying Kim Jong-un. But you had, how many presidents try to deal with North Korea diplomatically? In my lifetime, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden, all of them failed. Donald Trump, his unorthodox methods, you can call it what you want. Relations with North Korea, in my lifetime at least, have never been better than they were under Donald Trump. Because they knew they were dealing with someone who was a little unpredictable. And when you're dealing, just like in life, think about it. You're at the bar, and you're dealing with a guy who's a little unpredictable. He's a little twitchy. You don't really know what's going on here. He keeps looking off to the side. He's reaching in his pocket. You're going to get away from that guy. You're certainly not going to try to start a confrontation with him. And if he talks to you and wants to hang out with you, you're going to be kind and courteous to him because you don't want to piss him off. That's what we had under Trump. Putin didn't move on Ukraine. China didn't move on Taiwan. Palestine didn't make a serious move on Israel. Iran didn't make a serious move on U.S. cargo ships. All of that happened under Biden. You cannot tell me. One, you could call it a coincidence. 4 different occurrences, 4 different instances happened. You cannot tell me this is a coincidence. We are a joke on the international scale, and it's because we voted in this geriatric, dementia-ridden, stuttering retard. That's all there is to it. Nobody respects us, and nor should they. We're getting what we deserve. We have a guy that can't even walk up a flight of stairs and may or may not shit himself when he visits the Pope. Now, I understand that was a rumor that he shit himself at the Pope. But the fact that you could say the leader of the free world, the commander-in-chief of the largest military on earth, at least for now, shit himself while visiting the Pope, and even 15% of the population would believe it. While the other, and probably 50% went, I could see it happening. That's a problem. Say what you want about Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton. Couldn't see any of those guys shitting themselves at the Pope. There's only one, and it's the guy we have right now, the geriatric in chief, Joe Biden. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.